Hi, my name is Juan Sandoval from Bogotá, Colombia, and this is weird because the last year I was here talking to you about how to make possible some impossibilities. And today I will talk about one of those impossibilities. Which one? Well, I'm applying to receive a global citizenry. What is that? Among the ideas surrounding the definition of a global citizen, it's quite common to encounter that many people agree on some of the qualities a citizen of the world should possess. For example, a strong ability to interact with communities, a temperate mind disposed to accomplish global aims, and especially a sincere heart that wants to pursue a change in our society. Yes, they are all important abilities to be a good global citizen, and we need those good global citizens in order to construct a better world. But from my point of view, these aren't the most vital characteristics which define not the good, but the real global citizens. And which is the difference, you may ask? Well, the real global citizens are the ones who are able to celebrate and respect the cultural diversity of our world. But before I enter to the typical rhetoric to explain my point, bear with me because I would like to tell you an anecdote of mine. The last year I went to South Korea, where I had the opportunity to be adopted by a friend's family during my stay in that country. One night we were going to meet their grandparents, which is actually a very important occasion as in Korea elders are really highly regarded. So I was utterly terrified because I really didn't want to mess it up. Thing which I actually did as I undermined every possible Korean etiquette rule. I was really embarrassed and I really regretted it. But I remember that the only thing I could do was just staring up on their grandfather's face while repeating in my mind, what did just I do? But the really beautiful part of that situation was when, afterwards, their grandparent just looked at me, smiled and said, "Don't worry, child, we're all family." And that really taught me something. He was able to understand that I was so nervous because I have different habits and behaviors. Moreover, he showed a great empathy towards me. And nowadays, I realize that in that moment, I met a real global citizen. Perhaps he didn't speak a very fluent English or haven't been further than his own continent. But he was able to put himself in my perspective and accept a very different culture. Something very intrinsic to our human race is how diverse we are. Nevertheless, some people today, and this is not a secret for anyone, are trying to jeopardize that unity we have as a species by inciting towards violence, hate and discrimination. But here is where real global citizens enter to change that situation. They are the ones who show sympathy and respect among communities. And this labor becomes more important than anything else. Why? Because here they use the most powerful weapon someone has to change the world in a positive way. A weapon called love. And I'm aware it might sound a little bit cheesy, but have you ever thought what we could do if we join love with at least one of the qualities I presented to you at the beginning of this speech? For instance, we can aid someone who really requires it. We can incite people towards peace and reconciliation. We can elicit social initiatives that protect our environment, and most importantly, we can tear down those imaginary barriers that separate us from other human beings. And you do not need a lot of money or power or time to do this. You just need a good idea to blossom from your heart. You just need to be eager to create a more integrative society. The real global citizen understands that whether you are talking to your neighbor or someone who comes from Korea, Tanzania or Bosnia-Herzegovina, it does not matter. Because at the end, all of them are just one or more of your siblings. And that is the message that I want to leave you today. When we all have acquired our global citizenry, then is when we have accomplished our impossibility, our goal to construct a better society. One which is more tolerant and more compassionate. So, are you prepared to become a global citizen? I know I am, and I know you are because you are watching this video. So, what are we waiting for? Thanks for your attention.